Now,
Get okay.
now, then,
Yeah,
before, now.
yeah. He's on the phone now. Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, thanks for letting us know anyway. And you just get yourself better. Get back to bed and get yourself better. Phone us in the morning, and you can have your back to work interview when you come back to work. All right, folks. Yeah. So yeah, it's all right. You don't need to put on the croaky voice anymore. Yeah, we've accepted you can't come in. Yeah. All right. You get yourself better, mate. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay then. Bye. Yeah. It's Fox. He can't come in. He's not
Oh,
feeling very well.
oh, bless him.
Well, yeah. I think hello. It's Fox. I'm not feeling very well.
Yeah.
Was there a new Xbox game released today?
Yeah. I was just checking on the online whether or not there was a new Xbox release out.
Well, it obviously wasn't a last minute thing because he let me know earlier on that I was going to have to press the buttons. So, yeah.
Right. Right.
Can everybody in the chat just make sure that you can hear me and them? Because I know last time I had the buttons, you couldn't hear Colin at all, and there were some. I'm not sure complaints is the right word. There were some mentions that we couldn't hear Colin before, but let me know that everything's okay, please, and then we'll get on with the show properly.
Yeah. Can we say something, Colin, so they can do a sound check?
Testing. Chris's face is like, oh, not again.
No, because I knew I could hear you, but you know, all is well, says everybody. Good.
Yeah.
Hi all. Right.
Right, we're up and running. Yeah, good. Right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday night's live stream from eModels, emodels.co.uk. You'll see one of us is missing this week. There's only Ted, Chris, Colin, and I tonight. So yeah, Fox is not coming. Unfortunately, Mama Fox is not feeling too good, so he's gone and looking after her. I have a feeling he might pop in chat later on. You know he can't stay away. All we need to shout loudly is Warhammer and a puppet.
We should get a little graphic that we can put little crosses over. So which one's him? He's that one. We should be able to block him out when he's not here.
Yeah.
And if any of us aren't here, we should put little covers over the names to get them off.
Yeah, if we could, yeah. Yeah. So that's it. So whether or not, yeah, hopefully Mama Fox will get better soon, and Fox might be allowed to come and have a go, even in chat. But we're hopeful as well. So yeah, it's the usual mirth, mayhem, and the stuff. I can never remember what's next. On a Monday night, remember it's your show. I've got to do the terms and conditions tonight, haven't I? Because Fox isn't here.
I can have a go if you like.
I can never remember what he says because usually when I say something, I'm like a goldfish.
It's the click and drag thing, isn't it? No,
Yeah.
that's later.
No,
that's later. It's not now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it says it's your show, which it is. It's your show. It's not ours. We're just here to facilitate the chat. So we take the lead off you guys in chat about what you want to talk about. We'll take the lead from there. It is a modelling channel, but we don't usually talk about models and things. We've got one or two things we can talk about tonight, I suppose. But yeah, family friendly. Keep it nice and polite. We've got the mods in the channel in the chat as well tonight. They'll look after you. If you have any questions, you can message them or talk to us. Remember, if you're not in eModels, if you're not in the YouTube chat, you're on another device. You can usually how do they get into it? Yeah, there's chat and things like that. But yeah, you come across, click on the icon for YouTube, and it'll take you across the chat. If you do want to speak to us and you can't get into chat, you can email us or to ted@emodels.co.uk. We'll pick it up on the eModels email bag, and we'll try and get your question answered. But don't forget, if you do want a question, do have a question for us, type it in capitals. So there's a fair chance that we'll probably see it. Although chat does move fairly fast, we'll do our best. Otherwise, you can click on the money button, the dollar sign, it becomes a super chat, and we can't miss it. But well, that's it. Is that everything?
talking of chat, Edward Leonard is saying in the chat, Chris, that the chat window on the stream is blocking your thumbnail. Do you want to drag it up at all, mate?
I did notice that. I saw that comment in the chat, and I cunningly moved myself just over to be completely hidden behind it. So I think I'll live here, actually. I'm not that confident that I'm going to try moving things live
Okay,
on air.
mate.
So I'll just sit over here, and then I'm just on the edge. So
No worries, buddy.
it's all
Yeah.
good.
Just on the edge, yeah. Well, yeah. eModels channel is like that, isn't it? Just on the
It's
edge.
edgy.
But it's not like people want to see me anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, quite edgy. Yeah, well, good. Yeah. So right. So without Foxx, it'll probably be just a dull night. We'll just all sit and look at each other.
Yeah.
If I click that, it might move it. I'll try it. Wait a minute. I'm gonna try
Go
being
on,
fancy and
Chris.
moving things.
Go on.
Hang about. I've got to do that first, and then I can do. How's that? But that's up there.
Yeah.
How's that?
What are you using, slobs or
I'll leave
OBS
it there.
Studio?
Is that better for everybody, or do you want me to completely cover myself with it?
Yeah. Yeah. Let us know in the chat whether that's resolved the issue for Chris, mate.
Yeah, next week, Chris will be wearing a paper bag with eyes drawn on it.
Yeah. He's going to walk around work tomorrow with the corner of a chat window stuck over one eye, isn't he?
Yeah. Don't forget, last week we had a giveaway. If you haven't had a chance, or if you didn't know about the last week's giveaway, there's still time to go across to the last week's YouTube video, comment on that, and later on in the show we'll do a random comment picker, picking random comments from the comments that were left on the comment window in the YouTube video, and we'll hopefully draw a winner of the. It was a tank last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the British torch thing, wasn't it? The tank with the torch on the front.
It was a grant or something like that.
Oh yeah, the one with the torch instead of the gun. I remember now. Yeah.
And I think the comment was something to do with tea, wasn't it?
Yep, anything to do with tea. Bring a British tank. We thought something to do with tea would be the comment. But this time of the week, just go and make a comment on the chat.
It is quite often the people that comment like in the last 5 seconds before we do the comment picker that have won in the previous weeks. So it's always worth getting in there and putting in your comment.
We almost looked profesh there for remembering last week's giveaway.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Well, we've had time tonight. For some reason, there wasn't. I think it's Foxx. He distracts us. Just before we go on air, Foxx is always chatting and going backwards and forwards and running about and talking and things, and just disturbs our mindset.
Makes us think that we've forgotten to do something that we've already done.
Yeah, that's it. So this evening we had about 2 hours left and nothing to do. Yeah. So don't forget, I'll do the random comment picker tonight. So I'm in charge of the buttons for that.
Oh,
anything can happen.
Don't do what you did last week, though, will you? And do a TED at the most crucial moment.
And the surprise, and the announcement of the week is click.
Oh, mate, that was so fun.
Oh, and he's gone away. I better test out my button. I've adopted Fox's button, so I've got the one that does that.
Slap it on.
So it's all ready to go, just in case.
Yeah, good. Is there any other buttons? We haven't got. Have we got a button for eModels smoke? eModels smoke. eModels smoke.
Not yet, but I'm sure we'll get a segment recorded very shortly.
Yeah, we shall do that. So there'll be a giveaway tonight. We remember you've got to stay till the end because we don't know if the big man himself is watching, and he might come up with another giveaway.
James Chapman's asking a model-related question.
I don't know. We should allow that.
He's asking, does anyone know where to get the lighting kit for the Bandai 144 scale Millennium Falcon?
I don't know if there's a particular.
Would Jenny have one, perchance?
I'm sure Jennifer will have one. Small scale lights. Yeah, just drop Jennifer. Just search small scale lights. I would put the link in the chat, but I don't know what the link is. Small scale lights. Google it, and you'll find Jennifer and drop her a line and ask her. She'll sort it out.
Yeah. I see we have a complaint from Beyond Hope who says, complaint. Chris now has a full widescreen pick at the bottom. Ted and Colin are half views.
Yeah, see, on
that's
mine
just
on
the way it works.
widescreen, and you two are a small
It's
wooden
because I'm wider than the pair of them, so that makes me
No, no, I never
widescreen.
noticed.
That's
I never
'cause
noticed that because I've got the widescreen. It must be. It must be
you've got wider bandwidth, haven't you?
Yeah, it's all to do with the hosting and the stuff of this sort of thing. So
It
yeah,
depends.
just
I think it depends on how big the host is.
yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna, before the chat gets crazy long, I'm gonna nip through the chat and see who's here.
Yeah. I was just going to say that you're taking the. I'm supposed to lead on that. I'm supposed to announce it. And Chris, who's in the chat tonight?
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant you wanted to read out the name. Oh, you can read out the names if you like.
No, I don't do that.
I was just worried that we were going to go over Festus Factoid before it was my turn to do
No,
this, and
the
then it would be
chat,
even
the
longer and
chatter
it'd take half
aren't
hour.
asking whether there's a factoid. I've got it just to the left
Yeah.
there. There might be
So-
more than one.
Yeah. Well, you carry on with telling us who's in tonight, then, Chris.
Oh, I'll have a look. We have in the chat tonight Festus 67's workshop saying howdy, folks. I'm sure he's not in the chat anymore. He was before, but that's allowed before, and then he wasn't, so it's okay. We have Stewpot, Sergeant Bones, Sprue and Glue. Anders is in there as well, as is AJ. I was in there a little bit, but that's okay now. Stewpot, Eric, Equal Pete, Eric, Stewpot, Sprue and Glue, Stewpot, Sprue and Glue, Graham, Spitter Q8, Stewpot, Festa, Graham, Stewpot, Spitter Q8 still in there. Then we have the one that Foxx always reads out, but he's not here to do it. So luckily, I have thought this through and pre-programmed a button that says Skullfish.
Oh, that's very clever.
It takes a little while, but it's worth doing because it makes us feel like Foxx is here. These two hadn't seen that, so they'll have to watch it back on replay and see what it actually looks like.
Because we only pretend we can hear it. We can't actually hear it.
Lord Barkley is here. Equal Pete still. Mark is here. Skipper Ted. Sebastian Kramer. That's a name I don't recognise, but if you're a regular and I've forgotten about you, then I apologise. If you're new, then welcome.
Yeah, well. So yeah, a lot of people change the name, so we never know, do we? It just makes our viewing figures appear to grow up.
Absolutely, yeah. If you use random names and things, it's fine. Andrew Preston, kitchen table modeller. Mark Christopher C. Ross Medlock. Sebastian Graham. Phil Lewis. Emerson Pedro's here. Other names that I've seen, I'm sure I've read out. Gaz Vickers. Beyond Hope. Osric. Cynical Steve, Phil Lewis, Ray's in from Malta saying, hello, my friends. Good evening to all. Good evening, Ray. Paul Horner, Stephen Hill Harris, Donald McKenzie, Nat Williamson's in, Jamie, my wife Gemma is here as well. I made her a cup of tea before I came online, so it's okay. She's got a big cup of tea, and if she drinks it all before I finish, then she's just going to have to wait.
Yep.
Anders is in. Say that I left it too long. This chat's got too long. Philip Prime, Edward Leonard, Phil East, Edward Ruiz. I have no idea about names.
Ruiz,
so hello,
isn't it?
Probably. I'll get in trouble whichever I say, so it's fine. Zadster, second last. Wayne, James Chapman, Edward, AJ, Mike Jackerman, Ross Medlock. I think I said that already. Definitely said Wayne. Definitely said Osric. Tanis2608 finally made it here. Welcome. Grab a comfy chair and take it easy.
Mm-hmm.
Andy M.
Yeah, I finally caught up with you.
Redlin 8. Dave Cardboard. And Donald McKenzie's does it's all jumped again now, but I think they're all soon to be repeats of names that I've already read out. So there we go. That's everybody. Yay! I've got through it.
Oh yeah, I just noticed as we were going through the chat that AJ said he saw the U-boat eModels today. It's a beauty. Pride of place in the display cabinet. Oh, right, great. That's where it is. I haven't been down yet. Hope to get down there very soon because I have a package to pick up. So I'll be able to see what they've done with it. So have a look. Good.
James Chapman's asking me in chat, where did I get a Tamiya Volvo 850? That was Grant's, mate, over at 5670 models, mate. that posted that picture up, mate. So you might want to pop him a line to find out where he got it.
Right. So it's time for Fester's factoid.
Yes, we've got a science event to start
Ooh.
tonight. On this day in 1986, Britain and France announced plans to build the Channel Tunnel underneath the English Channel.
I remember that.
1986.
Ooh.
God, that makes me feel old. And I think people are I think people are expecting a death, aren't they?
I certainly was.
Yeah, we need a death. Has anybody died today?
Yes, there's a death today, mate. Mary Watson Whitney died on the 20th of January 1921 at age 73, and she was an American astronomer. So R.I.P. Mary Watson Whitney.
Was that just a random astronomer that you've happened to find? You know,
It's the first one that's in the scientists who died list on the webpage.
you just troll through the local newspaper, don't you?
Yeah, there was another one that died. If you want another death, Agnes Mary Clark died on the 20th of January 1907 at age 64. And she was an Irish astronomical writer. So there you go.
Right, there's a job for you.
Yeah, 3 factoids this week.
Yeah, I could just see you down the job centre. What job can we look for you? An astronomical astronomer, a star.
Yeah, that's the one. The bloke who writes about the stars.
Yeah. Did she write horoscopes? Do you think?
I would have thought so. I would have thought so. Yeah, apparently she had some books out and all.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see Beyond
Dictionary of
Hope says that
National
January
Biography.
28th, 1986 was the Challenger disaster.
Yes, I
So-
know. I mean, blimey, it's just
Seems
only
like
seems
only
like
yesterday.
doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Fester's factoids for the week.
Yeah, Edward Leonard says 2 deaths. That's a record. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you see, you get if you watch eModels long enough, you get these little bits of extras. It's like the director's cut, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, we're not just your average modelers, you know. We give you useless factoids as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You don't want to see what's on the cutting room floor from each week's episode, no.
I think at the end of each year we should do a load of outtakes and put them.
Yeah, I think we need to let them see the bloopers reel, Ted. I think they'd go.
Yeah,
What's wrong with
and
these blokes?
we could have a special narration of things like that. So
Mm.
interview with Colin at the end. You know, they can click on different things like.
I've got so many bloopers that I've done where I've been filming for me channel, and you know what it's like when you film yourself. You know, you mince your words or you forget whatever you're doing, and yeah.
Oh, you meant to cut them bits out? Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I fell off
They're-
my chair once and got my own head stuck under my cabinet door. Yeah, and I was filming at the time, and you could.
So
just
that's the
hear
sort
me
of thing I'd leave in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite easy when you're doing some filming of a build and things like that, and you realise that you're just rambling and what you're saying isn't making any sense at all. Yeah, all right, I'll cut that out and start again.
Once again, that just sounds like one of my normal videos.
Yeah, and then you have to resort to doing the voiceover.
Yeah, mute all sound.
Yeah, because you've filmed for an hour and you've not realised that you got so into the build that you've forgotten to talk to anyone.
Simon Payne has a question. He says, can eModels get hold of any model? As I'm looking for a Wurzburg radar model. Many thanks, guys. Probably. They can get hold of most things, so give them a shout. Email them. Not that one. Don't email Ted. Email sales at eModels.co.uk.
If you go across to the eModels webpage, eModels.co.uk, and click on the contact form, you can fill it in, and the guys are pretty quick off the mark, and they'll get back to you as soon as they can. It's usually better. It usually get a quicker response than trying to phone them, because the phones are always ringing off the hook over there. They're that busy. So if you drop a line in the contact form, you're probably far easier to get an answer from.
And as they say, if they haven't got it, you don't need it. So if they haven't got it, you don't need it.
Yeah, just build something else.
Build something else.
Yeah. Right. What else? Have we got anything else to do? Yeah. What's on your belly? Watching the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's in the belly? On the bench. I always get them around. As for me tonight, it was pizza. You know when you have a pizza and nobody else is eating it, you've really got. I've left you some pizza. I don't want any. Oh, you mean I've got to eat it all then?
What a shame.
Fine, didn't it, Ted?
Yeah.
Oh dear. And I ordered a large one as well. What a shame.
You sit there and go, I suppose I might be able to force myself.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I've had all the chips, so I might as well eat a pizza as well then. Yeah. As on the bench, I've been really good this week, and I've actually got some parts of the digger. Sprayed. So yeah, I've been back at the bench this week. When you start off with great intent to get out everything and then start modelling, and then you find there's a leak on your compressor.
Yeah.
So I spent about 2 hours repairing the leak on the compressor or looking for it, and then about 10 minutes spraying. Then it was time to put everything back away again and go back to bed.
Yeah, it's like, oh well, that was productive.
Yeah.
We had KFC tonight, so that's nice and easy. And on the bench, I've still got the Baneblade sitting there. You can half see half of it. I just haven't got the nerve to start doing me painting on that. But I have been playing with the tiny little planes.
Oh, nice.
Which I've been painting. So I've got 4 of them. There's the purple, the orange, the sort of bluey thingy, and the red, which I've been doing up, not to play the game with, just to paint for the fun of it. So that's pretty much my bench and belly.
Yeah. Colin, what about you?
Me, I've been doing a bit more on the Death Race Mustang, and I've started a little London taxi side project with opening and closing doors that I've cut out, and been making door hinges and things, and
Does that one go south of the river?
It's going to go on the actual diorama with the bus I built. So that's getting a decal along the side, and
Is that the Revell kit?
It's the Revell 124th London taxi, mate.
Yeah, because I know we do knock Revell sometimes, but some of the car kits are quite good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I've cut the doors and that open myself. They were moulded closed, but it's not a bad little kit. It goes together really well, but there's potential where you can light it and modify it a bit, which is what I'm doing. So,
well, you'll have to put some advertising along the side, because all London taxis that we see these days are.
I've printed out the decals. I've done the old Festa 67 decal thing down the side, with some pictures of builds I've done, and
Oh, cool. Oh, we'll look forward to seeing that progress then.
Yeah, so that will be going up hopefully this week on the channel. So,
we're good. Anyway, let's go and have a cross before the chat goes too far up. Let's go across and have a look in the chat and see what's Billy and Bench in there. James Chapman, Billy, Chicken Coma, Bench, MPC 1/16 79 Trans Am. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Spiddy Q8 says, Belly, homemade garlic pizza bread with tomato, mushrooms and stuff. Bench, the quest for motivation. I know that one.
Kitchen table modeler. Has to do everything on the kitchen table, but at the moment it's last night's leftovers. Bench, nothing. Doing a HACCP assignment for a training course at work. Homework. Yeah.
Nat Williams, Belly went out tonight to celebrate passing a job interview. So I had
congratulations.
Half a rack of ribs with chips and onion rings. Bench, done a second coat of paint on my Warhammer Chimera. Well, congratulations, Nat, on the job.
Yeah, well done. Yeah,
well done.
Sandy Bones, Belly, Pop-Tarts. Oh, Pop-Tarts. Yeah, you need an asbestos mouth Pop-Tarts.
That goes back to what we was chatting about before we come on air, Ted, doesn't it? What would we like to bring back from our childhood?
Do we have to know what flavour Pop-Tarts, though? So it's the whole, it was a pizza.
We need to know
more about the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. Pop Tarts, even though you do them on a low heat, you put them in a toaster, don't you? If I remember.
Toaster, yeah.
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 Even if you turn the toaster right down, they still burn your mouth out. It's molten
Oh
lead.
yeah. It's like someone pouring thermite in your mouth, isn't it?
So on that note, if you could have some item or anything brought back from your childhood, what would it be? Yeah. Any item, food, product, anything like that. What would it be?
Don't know. AJ's asking you how your man cave is progressing,
The
Ted.
man cave. I haven't done any more on the progression of that at the moment. What was I doing instead? I was doing something instead, and then it was the wife's 60th birthday. Yeah, yesterday. So we've been on with that. But no, I'm hoping that the next couple of days off, I will get up in the loft and do a little bit more on it.
Days.
Yeah, a little bit at a time. Keep chipping away.
Yeah. Philip Prime is saying belly, the usual cottage pie and beans.
I
Bench
just yeah.
is still waiting for the other guys to catch up on the P51D Mustang buddy build.
Cynical Steve says, Belly, iced and spiced fruited bun from M&S. I remember that. I'm going to have to go to M&S tomorrow and pick up. Yeah. Bench some sort of spaceship kit bash as usual. But yeah, the iced and spiced fruited buns are very nice. I'm going to have to go and find some of those in my local M&S.
Zatster says that you call it your day of the bus and taxi. It sounds good, Colin. So
Yeah, I mean, I built the bus a couple of years ago and it needed something. And I thought, well, the angle I've got it at on the dial, I could just have a London taxi sat in the bus stop and the bus driver having a bit of an argument with him as to why he's there, you know? So,
you should get a couple of figures and have a fight.
absolutely, why not? That's normally what happens, isn't it?
Yeah, you can have somebody. You can have one of them dressed in a Transport for London uniform, and then the black
Yeah.
cabin with his black.
Because with the bus, I put all the passengers in it reading newspapers, and I've got a bus conductor on there. And
What you're going to have is passengers all with the mobile phones filming it. Just film it.
You know, and there's a queue at the bus stop of people, and there's people reading papers. It's just one of those quirky little builds I've done a few years back, and I've always wanted something extra to put on the diorama. And I thought the London cab, when it came out, I thought that's perfect.
Obviously, they are the same scale. So
absolutely, Michael Jackelman wins meal of the week, I think, with a belly, ribeye, steak, and peas, onion rings, chips, and on the bench, SH2 Sea Kings decal placement.
yeah, I did see your email, Michael. Unfortunately, I didn't see it until we'd set up a stream, so I'd need to log back out again to log them on and upload them. But yeah, cracking. Yeah, looking good. I'll probably when you get the finished, we'll put a picture up of the finished the finished item.
Wayne Hayward, bench, priming the first order TIE fighters. Belly, chicken, cottage fries, and veg. Chicken, cottage fries. What's cottage fries? Is that not cottage pie? That's different. Cottage fries are different. How are they different to normal fries?
They're fried to the cottage, aren't they? That's the only thing I can think of.
You should build them up like a. Yeah, no.
I'm lost. I was trying to find it.
Wayne Hayward, bench priming first order TIE fighters, belly, chicken. We've just done that one, cottage fries, haven't we? Ross Medlock, sorry. Belly spicy chicken fillet burger and fries. And the bench, the 148th Ravel B29 Super Fortress.
Simon Payne says, Belly, sorry, I'm going to swear, but salad.
Oh.
Salad's all right as long as you add meat to it and take away the salad.
Oh, I think this has got to go to the adjudicator, Chris.
On the bench, W02 film script he's working on. That's interesting.
Yeah.
No, there's no adjudication. Salad is not a food. Salad is the food for the food. I eat stuff that eats salad. That's the way it works, isn't it?
Yeah, don't we have a foodie type event coming up soon, don't we? Isn't it? Is it not Burns Night soon?
I think it is, isn't it? Is it this week or next week?
Somebody in chat, somebody north of the border in chat will tell us when Burns Night is, when it's haggis and neeps.
No idea.
Yeah. You probably don't have that down south, so haggis. No.
Yeah, I've had haggis, mate. My wife's Scottish, mate.
Oh well, yeah. Well, nip down. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's ironic actually because I like a bit of haggis and she don't like it.
Yeah, I quite like it, but the wife tends to serve me up a full haggis.
It
Uh,
was sorry.
yeah. A piece of haggis, slice of haggis, a cup slice of haggis is all right with some tatties and neeps, but yeah, a full one, no, I can't.
It was a great relationship to start off with because we couldn't understand what each other was saying. Andy M saying belly is beer. Bench is the 1/350th scale Enterprise from the original series.
Ah,
All right, yeah, I quite fancy doing an original Star Trek Enterprise. I quite fancy doing it and lighting it up. I know that Jennifer, who we just spoke about, somebody was asking about lights earlier. Jennifer does a kit for
Yeah.
the mortars and everything, so I was might see how we go for that. Philly says belly is bagels with cheese, and on the bench is a few Star Wars miniatures from the Imperial Assault and Legion.
cool.
Lost me on that one.
It's like a tabletop game that there's lots of miniatures in that don't come painted, but they're really handy for just painting because it's fun.
Ah, right, a bit like Warhammer. Is that sort of thing?
That sort of thing, yep. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Where are we? Sebastian, belly, shepherd's pie, bench, Westlands links, and three Revel 132nd. I don't know about the has 3. Is that something different that I should know about? It's a helicopter and it links. But
Yeah. It must be Shepherd's Pie night. Monday must be Shepherd's Pie night.
Donald McKenzie, belly is chicken fajitas, and on the bench is the Iron Maiden Spitfire.
Oh,
I've got that just over there, mate. The Ace's highest Spitfire.
that's one with the skeleton as a pilot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a pair of eddies there, mate, that come with it. It's...
Right, yeah. Once again, gone over me. I don't know. Spruglo says that's Foxx isn't here. Is anybody interested in setting up a Jar Jar Binks Appreciation Society for the next week's show?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
If anyone knows of a Jar Jar Binks fan club, feel free to enroll Foxx in it.
Yeah.
well, if I do send anything to Foxx, I do tend to label it as the Jar Jar Binks fan club. And yeah,
I'm sure he'll be eternally grateful if we did something so cruel.
Fox Wolf, president of the Jar Jar Binks Appreciation Society.
He says he gets funny looks from his postman now. I don't know why.
Oh, where we at? Nothing. Beyond Hope says, yeah, Belly, nothing. Didn't want the roast chicken dinner offered. Bench Trians, lots of them, and a cutting mat that has more paint on it than Chris's.
I might have had a slight spillage of some paint yesterday, but nobody noticed, so it was fine.
Yeah, nobody knows. You think you got away with it, but
I still think your cutting mat would be cleaner than Paul Stewart's, though, Chris.
Yes.
That is the world's scuzziest cutting mat.
Well, he uses it as a painting mat. He actually deliberately does it. It's not even accidental. I don't know if it started accidentally or he just went with it.
But paint covered cutting mats are a term of reference. Like you can have your part, can't you? You can move around until that's the colour that it was.
That's the colour I
Yeah.
want.
You match it up. Yeah.
I know I've missed a couple, but I just see Phil Lewis says belly ham and HP sauce sandwiches.
Oh,
That's, I don't. It doesn't sound right, but now I might want to try it. Bench new round 172nd space 1999 Eagle.
Second last has got Rocky Road ice cream in the belly, and on the bench is about to start the 1144 scale 8080.
Gaz Vicker says belly hot dogs. Got to be cheap hot dogs. Yeah, on these posh hot dogs, got to be cheap hot dogs with onions and mustard. They're the best.
From the greasy spoon.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, been in that sort of liquid, whether it's water, whether it's gravy or whatever. Been in there for about a week. Just constantly keep heating them up.
Anders Ericsson has got another swear word in his belly. It's diet date, so it's a shrimp salad and some fruit and coffee.
I think that counts as 3 swear words.
And on the bench, he's still on the pans of 4.
Of course he is.
That Panzer IV is going to be there for a long time, and there's yeah, might as well. Yeah, if I would give up moving it each night that you go to bed and move it away. Just leave it where it is because it'll always be there. He thought he'd done the hull interior of the Panzer IV. Then he realised there were more interior modules at the fenders. Yeah, because that's it. So I think some of the ammunition bins sit on top of the fenders.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's all up there. Mark Coombs says, Billy, still waiting for the girlfriend to cook it. Oh. Hope she's not watching this.
You're not going to get one now.
No.
No. There won't be anything in the belly tonight.
Edward's got Billy potato cheddar soup, and Bench is waiting for paint.
But potato cheddar soup. Interesting. Homemade.
Peter Rogers goes back to what you said about the Pop-Tarts, Ted, and says McDonald's apple pies, they're a bit warm, aren't they?
I think they're classed as chemical warfare if you heat them up.
That's it. They look so unassuming, don't they? When there's two of them on your little plate, and they look so unassuming for breakfast, and you think, oh, I could just have a bite of that. Then the rest of your day, the mouth is all swollen, your tongue has got sort of pimples on it, and it's all swollen, and you can't taste anything. And that's it for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's you done, isn't it?
Sandy Brown says cinnamon roll and maple brown sugar style, and that's a childhood thing. Yeah. So what else? Has anybody come up with anything else that they would like to bring back from their youth? Food, products, items, anything?
Ross Medlock's got one, the Atari Pong game.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was the one that.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, but it's not as good as you remember it being. The graphics are rubbish.
Yeah, but it was the thing at the time, wasn't it? Where you could upgrade it and you could get 4 people on one game, so you could have 2 bats on each side.
Yeah.
That was good. Or you could set it up so it would just ping and bounce between 2 bats.
You should do that on the basketball one as well, wouldn't it? Where you could just put it in the right place.
Phil Lewis says, cup of tea has arrived in the correct eModels mug. Yeah, it's very happy.
Dave Cardboard, full English breakfast without any guilt. Good man.
Sergeant Bone says cottage fries are fat chips.
Ah, right. Sprue Glue Addict's got a good one. Jar Jar Binks Appreciation is already on Facebook.
Well, just sign Foxx up to it. Invite him.
Just sign him up. Where it's got invite friend, just select his name. Every time he removes himself, we put him back in.
He'll just get his Facebook page spammed with Jar Jar Binks Appreciation.
Would we be so cruel? Yes.
You could just tag him into every post on it.
Oh, yeah, this is it. See, we've started something now.
Yeah, just go across. Jar Jar Binks, just tag Foxx into every post.
Tag Foxx into every photo, invite him into the group, recommend him at every opportunity. Phil Lewis said he's got an old Binatone console which had several games built in. Yeah, it had 10 games, wasn't it? It was the shooting game, football, basketball.
Yeah, I remember having one of them.
I don't know who made it. I think it might have been Nintendo, but it was like a wood effect console that came down, had a couple of metal buttons on the top.
That's the Atari. That's the Atari 2600.
Atari.
Everyone knows about that. Eric Graham says, hey, Foxx isn't here to defend himself. Do you honestly think that we'd be any different if he was here?
Exactly. Even with him sat there, we've done this sort of thing to him.
Simon Payne says, does anyone remember when you used to have to dial up the internet?
Yeah.
When you had something like AOL, then you had to wait 5 minutes for it to connect. Yeah, that was it. You used to get up in the morning,
all the screechy noises,
turn it on, then you go make your cup of tea and breakfast, and it still wasn't
very distinctive tone, wasn't it, as it dialed up? And loading page, and it was line after line.
Yeah. And that's it. And then somebody would phone you up from outside and knock the whole thing off. And you have to
Yeah.
or you turn the phone, you turn the computer off, and the phone would ring. I've been trying to contact you all day. Have you been on that computer? No,
Love. Not been on the computer at all, dear.
Must be something wrong with the line. Yeah, can't do that. Yeah. Yeah, we think today if you press a button, it doesn't react instantly. Something wrong with this. I'll phone you up. Hello, is that AOL?
Yeah. I mean, I can remember when I was a nipper. I think it was a Commodore, and you used to come home from school, start loading the game. You'd go downstairs, you'd have your tea, cup of tea, a bit of pudding. Then you'd go up, and the game was just about finishing loading.
Yeah, you had to put the cassette tape in to load the game. Yeah.
And you had to get the volume control just right, because if it was too loud or too quiet, it just wouldn't work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was never that far advanced. I can't remember my first computer. I think it was a book. I think they call it a bookcase size. It was about that big. And actually, I've got a monster of a machine down here. It must be about 3 foot tall. And this computer was the size of a hardback book. And did what I wanted. Yeah.
So the trouble is, if you have any of them old consoles now, you can't play them because tellies haven't got aerial sockets anymore.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they have to. It's all these AVI sockets and things like that. If I'm right. Yeah, because I can't even plug. I've got. The wife wanted to play a DVD the other day, so right, I'll get the DVD player out and we'll plug it in. But I couldn't plug it in because it's got no SCART lead on the back of the telly. So that went for a burn. So we've got loads of DVDs we can't watch anymore.
Whatever happened to video discs? Do you remember them? The big.
Yeah, DVDs took over and won.
Yeah.
Eric Graham says, when Chris pushes the slap it on button, there's still a 5-minute lag. I don't think there is. I'll press it again just to make sure.
Slap it on.
No, there's not even a second's lag on that. That's fine.
It's not on dial-up, is it?
Yeah.
Mark Scott says then went to ZX81. Was that the what? Was that the black one with the rubber buttons?
Yep.
Yeah, it was ZX Spectrum when it was at the Sinclair.
Yeah.
Sinclair C5, Ted. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
I had to go on one of them.
Yeah, I remember. I think I only ever saw one in real life being used. All the others I've seen in museums or sort of antique shops. Yeah. But they were just dangerous. Nobody ever bought them. They did try to make a comeback, didn't they?
They did.
They did make a bit of a comeback. I heard recently that when they were new, they cost like £400 to buy or something, and they're selling now for about £500. So if you've still got one, you can still make a profit on it.
I mean, the thought of trying to navigate around the one-way systems in London in a plastic shoebox does frighten you, doesn't it?
Well, it's more about the height thing, though, isn't it? Because you're below the level of every car.
Well, they used to have a flagpole on them, didn't they, on some of them?
I think that was an optional extra.
Yeah, so that you could see it, but it's like,
Yeah, you run over by a double-decker bus and the bus driver wouldn't notice and just think it was a big speed bump or something.
Just put a sticker on the wing with a C5. There's another one.
AJ says, bring back the pub table version of Space Invaders. That was good, yeah. First of all, there was the upright version with it was a mouse, wasn't it? A ball.
That's right, yeah.
Even a couple of buttons. And then, you could sit down, rest your pint on the table, play. Yeah,
Galaxians and Centipede, wasn't it? And that. Simon Payne saying, does anyone remember the original Wolfenstein game?
Absolutely.
No, I don't remember. No, Wolfenstein. No, I don't remember that one.
Donkey Kong as well. Do you remember that?
Chucky Egg.
Yeah.
I used to like Chucky Egg.
Eric Graham's got a good one there. He said he saw a Tesla recently with an 8-track player in it.
Yeah, that was it. You could buy them for your car. You could either have the cassette player or you could have an 8-track player.
Yeah.
No. Did anybody else have the 8-track? Did anybody ever go the other way and think 8-track is going to be it, and bought an 8-track instead of a cassette player.
Yeah, and my dad had one. I think he had a home player for it for some reason rather than a car. But I do remember seeing one around. But yeah.
It was a bit like the whole VHS and Betamax and the Skybox and the Squarial thing, wasn't it? You know, you always would have the odd few that had made that choice.
So Cynical Steve says, we got hold of a Sinclair C5 in school and souped it up in auto mechanics class. Why am I not surprised that Cynical Steve was playing around with scratch building and adding things to it? He says his teacher crashed it and broke his arm.
Pete Rogers said Pac-Man. Yeah, that was another thing, like Space Invaders 1. That took off over from Space Invaders and became Pac.
Pinball machines, Sergeant Bones is saying.
Yeah, that is going back a bit. Pinball machines. Yeah, I played on pinball machines before the electronic games. I do remember them in pubs.
Do you want to do a refresh, Chris?
I was just thinking that, but you look fine, and obviously I look fine as ever. It's just Ted went a bit glitchy, but I think he's back now.
Glitchy there, bless him.
I think if I refresh, it might make you go a bit funny. So I don't think it's.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think it's probably Ted's end rather than anyone else's. So we'll hope Ted gets better.
Mark Scopes going, one thing from childhood would be Burton's cheese and tomato potato puffs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nom nom.
Yeah, I haven't seen them for ages. Yeah, the sort of, you put them on your tongue, didn't you? And they crackled on your tongue.
Do you remember Spangles?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, you could get lots of different flavours of Spangles.
Yeah, Spangles and mint cracknell as well. Oh, nice.
Yeah. There was an article on TV the other night. It was Fry's Turkish Delight.
Yeah.
And there was Fry's, the cream one.
Fry's chocolate cream.
Fry's chocolate.
Yeah, and the 5 centres as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. You could get, was it like Quality Street in a bar?
Yeah. Do you remember the Milk Tray Man adverts?
Yeah.
And then really bad Green Cross Code adverts.
Well, wasn't that Darth Vader?
It was indeed, yeah. David
Alvin
Prowse.
Stardust did it as well in the 70s.
Yeah. Opal fruit, says Spriggloo.
Yeah, opal fruit, make your mouth water.
Yeah, you can still get them, can't you?
Aren't they called something else now?
Starburst, isn't it?
Starburst, that's it.
Yeah, that's the same thing, different name. Eric Leonard said Betamax lost over VHS, and Betamax was smaller tapes, and the picture quality was better.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
Yeah.
I think I've still got upstairs in the loft a box full of VHF tapes. Nothing to play them on. I don't know. I don't even know if you could still probably find a VHF.
I've still got a combined VHS and DVD recorder, just in case.
Very cool. I've got a VHS player kicking around just in case you need one, because I've got some VHS tapes on the shelf up there.
Yeah, I've got old movies and rock concerts and stuff on VHS. But it was that infamous thing, though, wouldn't it? Whenever you put a tape on, you'd have to sit there and do the tracking, and
So if you had combined DVD and VHF player, does that mean you could put a DVD in and record it?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
For your own personal use only, not for
your own
or
personal use, not for any breaches or ulterior motive, should we say.
So you could just watch it in lower quality, which is ideal, really.
Yeah.
What else was there? Do you remember the Charlie Says adverts with the boy? Charlie Says, never go with strangers.
Spriggloo Addicts asking, what happened to Blancmange?
That's a good question.
And Samalina. Do you remember school Samalina?
Yeah, I think meals like that were held, and once you progress beyond nursery school or junior school, you never saw them again because they were just held in dark cupboards.
Yeah,
just to be inflicted upon young children as they came up to leaving primary school. No, never ever saw it, never to be seen again. I would probably think it's the same meal, just regurgitated. Because that's what it's what it looked like. I've never looked at blancmange or semolina again.
Yeah, it was one of those, wasn't it? The sort of school tapioca pudding, and it's like, yeah.
Mark Scott says goulash at our school. Must have been posh with goulash.
Yeah, pink custard.
Custard. Goulash. Or was that perhaps goulash with pink custard?
Could well be.
Simon Payne says, what was the frog spawn pudding? I think that's been answered a bit further up. Semolina.
Yeah.
Mark Coombs is asking, does anyone remember the donut mix in a packet that you made and deep fried yourself? Can't recall that, no.
No, I don't remember that one.
Are you sure it was a donut mix? It wasn't just something else that you actually made donuts with accidentally?
Yeah. What does this do? Let's
You
make
meant to
some
use it for
donuts
something
with
else.
Going on. Yeah, more about school dinners. Yeah, school dinners and especially school puddings where it was just inflicted upon you. None of this serving it in brightly coloured trays either. It was a plate. Do you want mash? I don't want mash. You've got it.
For some reason, your mum thought it was a good thing to give you a spoon of castor oil every now and then. Don't know what that was about.
Or you could have them little vitamin C tablets.
Yeah,
little orange vitamin C tablets. So you always wanted another one.
Yeah, you would lose all power to your jaw muscles when you saw your mum stood there with that bottle of castor oil on her.
Yeah, I must have been considered fairly healthy growing up. I was that was never
it was like, oh, I don't know what it was with that stuff, but yeah.
Timber says shrinky drinks and a shaker maker.
Soda stream.
Yeah, I was thinking it was Soda Stream, and then suddenly I had a flashback to there was Shaker Maker.
I vaguely remember that, but it doesn't.
Shrinky Dinks used to come with the shreddies, and it was like a sheet of transparent film, like Tom and Jerry. You used to colour it in with your felt tips and throw it on the cooking tray when your mum weren't looking, and
yeah, it used to shrink down to like a tenth of its size.
Yeah, and it would be this big rectangular melted plastic on a tray, and it would be like.
I don't remember them. I'm trying to bring to the front of my mind what Shaker Maker was. I just remember it.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think it was a drink. I don't think it was a food or a drink, was it? Wasn't it some sort of?
No, it was a kid's toy thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a plaster of Paris type thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, you put the mixture in, didn't you? And you used to shake it, and it would stick to the mould that you had put in at the top.
Was it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
and then you would get half a man that would come out missing his head because you hadn't shook it hard enough.
Yeah, because it never worked. Yeah, and that was it. And then it used to shrink to size as it hardened, didn't it?
Yeah, and then distorted.
Yeah, and then fall apart in front of your eyes because it just wasn't mixed.
What about Mr. Frosty? The ice cream thing.
Oh yeah. And the lip smacking Pepsi Cola adverts.
Simon Payne must have been in the cadets the same time as I was, because he always remembers in cadets the ration packs of the rock hard biscuits that we also used to call squashed fly biscuits. Yeah, they were like I have to describe. Yeah, they were like a fly pie, but squashed between two Garibaldi biscuits.
Oh, Garibaldi biscuits, Ted.
No, but I do remember.
You can still get them, though, can't you?
Yeah, but you can't get the same things as you got in the second-hand ration.
What do we think of shrinkflation? I mean, I don't know whether you've seen how small a wagon wheel's got now, but
they have definitely got smaller. I think they've actually owned up, didn't they, and said they had got smaller. Yeah. Blackjacks and fruit salad, you still get them, but they are good. Yeah. I always preferred the fruit salad. I didn't get quite struck on the blackjacks.
Yeah, Peter Rogers, Cresta Drinks. It's frothy, man. Do you remember
I see
Humphrey?
Vincent's here, and Zasta says this is like looking through the Grattan's catalogue toys section. I
Yeah, do
remember
you remember
doing that.
Humphreys? What's up? What's that? There's a Humphrey about.
Yeah, watch out. Yeah, I keep saying to people, do you remember the Humphreys? No, don't know what you're talking about, the Humphreys. Yeah, red and white straws going across the bottom of the stream. Watch out, the Humphreys.
And the other one, the four mash gets smash metal robot
Oh,
things. wasn't
the
it?
Smash Aliens, yeah.
They peeled them with their metal knives.
Timber said he had a Wombles shaker maker kit. That was the one I was trying to think of. It
Yeah.
was the Wombles. That was it. Yeah, you shake it up, put it on the thing, and then it'll fall apart.
Yeah.
Not enough water or whatever, or it was just a molten mess. Mark Scopes, a Viewmaster. Remember Viewmasters? You could go on holiday and buy the little discs
Yeah,
of
that's it.
scenic sights of London. So put in your Viewmaster.
Spirographs, wasn't it? Which was like a Pringles tube full up with whatever it was. Gaz Vickers has answered your question. He was in the cadets in the early 90s.
Yeah, I was in the cadets. It must have been about
1836.
yeah, we were still wearing red coats and big hats.
Yeah, we went to cadets wearing a top hat and tails.
Yeah, we drilled with muskets. Yeah, we was in the cadets in the early 90s. Yes, I think I must have been about the early 70s when I was in cadets. And I think we were still using cast-off ration packs from the Second World War. He said in the 90s they still got the brown biscuits and the fruit biscuit browns. The sole purpose was to stop you going for 3 days. I think that was the whole purpose of ration packs.
Yeah. Less downtime, should you say?
Gaz Vickers says I was on the campaign with Wellington. I was his little drummer boy. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, seeing Napoleon on the horizon. Yeah, that's him over there, Governor. Him on the horse.
Is that all still going these days? Cubs, cadets, and all of that sort of thing?
Oh yeah. Yes, the three forces, the Army, Navy, and Air Force cadets, are still going. Although I don't think they still have the same sort of connection. They are connected with the Air Force and such, but they don't sort of seem. It used to be, I think, when I was in cadets, it used to be like a recruiting drive.
Yeah.
If you were in cadets, you were expected then to go on and join the forces and things like that.
Last I heard, I think Bear Grylls had got involved, didn't he? With
but Bear Grylls is involved with the Scouts. The Air Force and Army Cadets is treated more like a youth organisation now than it was when we were there as recruiting.
Gaz says I'm scout leader. My daughter's a Sea Cadet. I don't, but the army does still have ties.
Yeah, I think our forces do have some sort of tie. Like you'll see members of the Royal Navy coming to inspect Sea Cadet divisions, and likewise you'll get flight commander from somewhere coming to inspect air cadets. It's only a natural sort of thing that they should.
Yeah. I mean, Pete Rogers there saying the Army Cadets is still supported by the Army.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember you used to see the Army Cadets walking up and down the road because we used to have a cadet place down the road here, and you used to often see them walking up and down, but I haven't seen them for a long time, so I just wondered whether it would.
In my days of being in the police, I used to go along as a community sort of police officer and support all three services. But I think it's a great thing for kids to get into, and more power to the elbow. Like Gaz says, he's a scout leader. Yeah, if you're of the kind that gives up your time to go and help the kids, brilliant on you. It's a worthwhile thing to see kids doing things like that. Air cadets still have ties with the RAF, says Clark Higgs, Buddy Q. A friend of mine is CEI, is local air cadets, and a surprising amount of kids are into it. It's brilliant. Yeah.
Dave Cardboard says he joined the Cubs because he thought it was all about knots and camping, and all they ever did was play football.
If I wanted to do this, I'm going to join a football team.
Stephen Hill Harris is saying ATC Air Training Corps.
Yeah. Ross Metlock says Air Cadet number 3 Overseas Squadron in Gibraltar. That must be a fine place to be in the Air Cadets. Anders said he did his military service in the mid-80s and all men in Sweden had to do it back then. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, is there a thing for bringing back some national service, perhaps? Do you think it would work these days?
Maybe someone about that recently, and they was on about, bring back national service for things like UN peacekeeping or community-based projects, that sort of thing, to perhaps give people a sense of purpose. I don't know, something needs to be done, doesn't it, to give the younger generation something to
Yeah,
aspire to.
maybe national service might not have the same effect on people that it used to, but I think maybe on a subject like that, it's a little bit deep for eModels.
Well, Sprue and Glue brings it back to the fun and says, I still have my woggle.
I've got my woggle somewhere, a brown one. I actually saw it a few weeks ago. Oh, there's my woggle. I thought it was knee to a grasshopper. Yeah, brown woggle in the St. Mark's Cub Scouts. Didn't progress to the Scouts. I was only a cub.
Yeah, I think my mum might have a beret of mine from back then for, I think, cadets or something. But
there were the days when I was in the Cubs that you were going around doing Bob a job and giving everybody
Bob Job Week, yeah.
Yeah, Bob a job week. Any jobs won't do, Mrs. Well, you can cut the grass and that hedge over there and you can
sit there and you think, oh, this will only take about 10 minutes. And they take you around to the back of their house, and their garden was about 5 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can lay the foundations from your extension if you wouldn't mind, please, young Cub Scout.
Yeah, you could have had them round doing your fireplace, Tim.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, you've got any Cub Scouts who want a bob a job, yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Tedward. We sent you 3, but there's only 2 come back. Can you just check inside the fireplace to make sure it's not...
Check up the chimney. People are on about woggle colours. What do they mean? Dave Cardboard said his was grey. I don't think it had any meaning. They just with your pack. They were your pack.
I think it was a pack identifier, wasn't it?
I was never in Scouts. I as Andrew Preston says, Boys Brigade. I was in the Boys Brigade, so we didn't have woggles.
Yeah, I mean, that's and that. You had your regiments, I suppose, or your that sort of thing. I think with the woggles, it was, that cub pack is wearing that colour and they're all together and that. I don't know, someone might.
Well, we could organise all our views into packs, couldn't we? Yeah, Spruglu says his was a brown leather with a gold logo. Stuart Hislop said he had a yellow one. So if you've got a yellow woggle, can you contact Stuart and get together and we'll have we can all have packs. Andrew Preston says there was a boys' brigade. We never had a boys' brigade in this area. I'm aware of the boys' brigade, but we didn't have one.
Osric's saying, "What's in store?" It is that sort of time.
It's getting to that time, isn't it?
Yeah. Before we get distracted by woggles, I think we should go over and have a what's in store. Whose what's in store is it this week?
It's mine this week.
Yeah, there was talk that it was Fox's, but it was never Fox's this week.
I'm
Fox
just
next week, I'm sure.
Loading up. Well, normally I come after Fox, don't I, in the list of what's in store.
I think we'll have to change it around for the new year. So I did last week, didn't I?
Yeah, I think you did.
I did it last week. So if it's you this week, then we'll make it Fox, then Ted. That makes sense.
No worries, mate. I mean, I'm loading up the screen anyway, so I want to do the intro.
I'll do Fox's bit of the. I'll see if I can get the refresh and drag the right way around. Right?
Yeah. Just before we move on, while it's loading up, Cynical Steve clears it all up for us about woggles. His woggle colour depended on what 6 you were in as a member. He was in the blue 6, for example, so he was a blue woggle. Nat Williamson is in the same group as pack as I was, or same
what's a 6? I don't know what 6 is.
Yeah, so I've got Nat on my side now. Okay. So anyway, we'll go over to now do what's in store from Colin.
Yes, well, not quite yet. We'll give people a chance to refresh. I'll do the refresh and drag thing. It's that way, isn't it? It's refresh and drag.
Yeah, that's it.
Refresh and then drag, because all of the lag and stuff from when you've been watching us for an hour, it all builds up, and then you might not be able to answer quickly enough. Colin will be doing the what's in store. He's picked out several, 5 or 6 different items from the
Yeah.
eModels store. When he shows you all of them, don't guess then. When he comes back and he comes on screen and says what's in store, go. That's the time to press enter and send your answer to us. The first one we see that's right will win themselves an eModels mug. What will they win, Ted?
eModels mug, an eModels mug, an eModels mug.
So got to film that
dear.
as a jingle and have a button for it.
We do need to do that. Ted, can you do it again? Do it again.
An eModels mug, an eModels mug, an eModels mug, an eModels mug, an eModels mug.
We're easily pleased, didn't we?
Right. Well, that's recorded for all posterity now, so we'll make sure we find out what time is it. It's 10:05.
If anyone's recorded that, feel free to email me it.
10:05. We'll cut that out of the video and we'll sort it out. Will the mug be full of gin? Says Spruglu. No, probably not.
No, yeah. I road test all the gin. All the gin gets sent to me from eModels to road test, and then any that gets approved, I send them all out. But unfortunately, none have been approved yet.
No. Anders says do it in the same order your picks are on the bottom of the screen. Ted, Chris, Foxx, and Colin, and they change. It's not always the same order, so that doesn't really help.
Yeah.
But right, Colin, I shall lock on you.
Yep, no worries, mate. I'll just do a little sharesy pops.
Ooh.
Right, can everyone see that? Yeah.
I would hope so.
Right, the first one we've got tonight is a Tamiya 1/35 scale British 6-pound gun. Yeah, big boomstick for tonight. 6-pounder anti-tank gun was a mainstay of the British forces in World War II. And as you can see, I think the dudes come with this, the fellas.
Yeah.
So you've got your gun there. You can paint that up and have that as part of a diorama. I'll just slide that down a bit.
Yeah. They're quite a nice diorama just on their own. These sort of dug in, and you can actually buy from Tamiya. I think you can buy. Well, I know you can buy a sandbag set that gives you protection, sort of a dug in type thing. Use it on any.
Right, yes, you can do like a full gun emplacement diorama to go with it, and
I was looking for emplacement. That's it. That's the word.
So yeah, that's a nice little gun there if you're into your armour, and that is £11 and 25 pence.
Now, Eric says, can anyone imagine Chris, Colin, Ted, and Foxx on an actual camping trip with actual tents? No.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that carry on camping with us?
That wouldn't be fun, would it? It'd be funny, but not fun.
Yeah, big brown boots, fully socks, shorts, woggles.
Yeah, perhaps in the summer we can do an eModels road show where we just go off bobber jobbing in the camping site. No, we're not going to do that.
No. Oh, and Nat Williamson's got a good idea about the what's in store. She says, do it in alphabetical order. So it's Chris, Colin, Foxx, and Ted.
Yeah.
Do you know that's the most obvious but
that makes
logical
perfect
answer.
sense.
Good girl.
And we're halfway through it now, so yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nat. No, good idea.
Yeah. So next week is Foxx and me.
Yeah. Next up, we've got the Meng model British infantry tank A12 Matilda. Now, I think this is the one that Foxx cheated on at Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be the one. This could be the one that Foxx cheated on just before Christmas.
Not that the viewers expect it.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for him to have built all of it before the show, is there?
No, that's right. I think he had about 6 hours on this before we went live, but that's not cheating, apparently.
No, that's prep.
Preparation. And this is part of the World War II's series of little tanks. And they are really fun to do, aren't they? I mean, we've all had a go at these now and did them over Christmas. And yeah, it's a little British infantry tank that was used to support the infantrymen in operations, heavily armoured and with limited manoeuvrability.
Yeah,
It was a main infantry tank.
Yeah. There's a whole range of these two tanks. If you haven't seen them before, where have you been? Because yeah, there's masses of them now, and they seem to bring in different ones out all the time. So just keep an eye
Yeah.
on the eModels
Not only
website.
tanks now, they got the submarines and the boats and planes and
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, we did ours in the 4-hour build that we didn't cheat
absolutely
on.
from start to finish, from opening the box to finishing it. Yeah.
He's so going to watch this back and hate us all, isn't he? So, yeah, that's the Meng model British infantry tank, and that is £11.69.
And as you see, if you watch us over Christmas, you can, without cheating, you can actually get these built and painted within 4 hours.
Absolutely, Ted, because we're not sitting here saying that Foxx is a cheat at all, are we, mate?
No, we would never say that Foxx cheats at all. No.
Please enroll the cheater in the Jar Jar Binks Facebook page. Sorry about my browser refreshing there, folks. Next up, we've got a Revell, a 144th scale Airbus 321 Neo for our civil aviation folks out there. I did the Airbus A380, which I thoroughly enjoyed, I must admit. And the Revell planes aren't that bad, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know one airliner from another airliner. All I know is you get on them,
Yeah.
get served your dinner in a plastic dish, and land at some sunny place. And
Yeah, I mean, I've done a few of these now. I did the Concorde, the Iron Maiden Air Force One, and the A380. And they're quite interesting to do. Like you say, bung a bit of lighting in there.
uh-huh.
You get all your decals and everything, but you can actually make a really nice piece out of them.
Yeah, yeah. I have built one. Well, I didn't build one, but Skylar built one. A little granddaughter of mine. She built
Oh,
hers,
right, yeah,
and she painted it pink because that's what little girls do.
absolutely.
They're quite an easy kit to go together. There's a technique for. I think that some of them now come with all the windows. A clear section plastic to put in the windows.
Yeah. Sometimes you get like a strip of acetate or whatever
Yeah,
that you can
that's
put
it.
in.
Or others you can use like a clear fix to.
Yeah, I used crystal clear on me windows.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and fill in the windows with that.
And I take it when Skylar, when she built hers, didn't cheat at all, Ted. No,
No, she didn't cheat. She
No,
followed.
you wouldn't cheat when you're building a model, would you?
no, you wouldn't. It's not the done thing, is it?
There's some talk in the chat about the mugs. Paul DeSmasso said, I didn't see the mug in the eModels website. It's probably because they're out of stock at the moment.
Yeah,
They are currently awaiting delivery of the version 3 mugs, which we've heard about but not seen yet. When they do come in stock, anyone that's won one is on a list, and they'll get them sent out and probably run out of stock again straight away because we've been giving them away every week. But yeah.
Yeah, they are doing their best chasing them up. Bless them.
yeah. As soon as they come in, they'll be on the website, and then they'll be posted out to those that are waiting.
So that's the Revell 144th Airbus, and that is £22.49p. And that's kit number 3 in the list, by the way. Next up, we've got a Tamiya 135th scale British anti-tank gun, Archer, self-propelled. Yeah, the picture is loading. Do you remember dial-up?
This was a kit featured by eModels on their Facebook page a few weeks ago, actually.
It was a recent one that popped up. I must admit, Ted, it kind of caught my eye, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, the Archer is one of these. Once again, it's like a forgotten type vehicle.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to build Shermans and Panzers and things like that, and things like this was the mainstay of the.
Absolutely.
It's like they got halfway through building a tank in the wrong scale and just gave up.
It looks like they built it backwards as well. So
yeah, we've not got enough metal, so it's going to be a convertible. But yeah, it just caught me eye because, like you say, it's not the traditional Sherman Tigers and things. It's just a quirky little.
And once again, for the money you pay and the scale you get in bags of detail from Tamiya.
Yes.
And I'm sure this is a new molding. It's new out or recently released from Tamiya. So yeah, it'd be up to date.
It does look rather crisp, doesn't it? I mean, and these are perfect little mojo busters, really, aren't they? You know, because it's Tamiya armor, isn't it? At the end of the day, and they go together really, really well.
If I had my tank book with me from a Christmas present, I would tell you a little bit more about the Archer because this is featured in the tank book from
Yeah,
the museum. But yeah, cracking little kit,
yeah.
lots of detail, and it will come with the figures as well. So there's bags of opportunity for weathering a diorama in there.
Absolutely. I mean, you could have that and your gun emplacement and all kinds of stuff going on, couldn't you? So
Mhm.
that's the 135th scale Samir Archer, and that's
Yeah.
43.
Vincent's just on and says Chieftain just did a part one of his walk around of the one at Bovington.
Oh, right.
Part two will be the inside, so should be interesting for people that want to build one. So,
Oh, happy days.
mhm.
So that's that one. You've then got next Mirror Models 135th scale Morris C8 quad.
So if a picture go up. Yeah, I know the mirror model
There you
cracking.
go.
I think we had a mirror models Ford truck on last week, didn't we?
That's
Or
right. Yeah.
yeah, mirror models. Yeah, make some cracking little kits.
But again, you know, it's one of the support vehicles that probably gets overlooked when people are building in armor and that, isn't it? Because, like you say, you know, most people go for the big tanks and things, but you've got little vehicles like this that
Yeah,
are there.
all the auxiliaries were there to keep the front line moving. They
Yeah,
carried troops, carried weapons, did all the hard work, did all the grunt work, while all the boys at the front got all the glory.
well, exactly. You know, if you've got a bit of armor on the shelf, you could almost have a mini convoy on the go, couldn't you, with all of these
Yeah, you could do
support
it.
vehicles in it and that,
Yeah,
you know?
this has got the invasion star on, so you could do a whole row wait at the roadside for deployment. You
Yeah,
know, you could do a tank, the Archer, this little quad, then a little maybe a Scamel behind it or something like that, or
that's
just
right. I think, didn't you do the Scamel, Ted?
I have got the Scamel ready
Yeah,
for building, yeah. But
Mm.
something like this, and you could put one of the motorcyclists from the Tamiya range on here as well,
yeah.
directing traffic. Yeah, they, yes,
You
the
know, you could have a
possibility.
nice old dirt track dio on the go, can't you? You know, it's just yeah. So that's a Mirror Models 135th scale British Morris C8 quad, and that is £37 and 79p. And last up, we've got ICM 135th scale World War One infantry, 1917 to
Mm.
1918.
Yeah, are you still on dial-up? Yeah, there you
Yeah, yeah. I've got the Great Suspender app that freezes anything, and it just takes a while to reopen.
go.
That's a little set of 35th scale World War One infantry, and I remember these from when I did my one over there on the Dio.
Yeah, uh,
Doing anything to do with World
Edward
War?
Blackadder pointing there as the officer.
Yeah, there was someone that was doing that over the top Blackadder thing. You know what I mean? That scene, and yeah.
Mm.
So that's just like I say, a wee little set of figures there.
Yeah, I don't
Good
know.
figures.
Yeah, I don't know much about ICM. I've never built anything, but
One officer and three soldiers of the World War One British infantry there. So again, if you're doing a tank scene or a battle scene going on, then you need.
Why is one of them looking completely the wrong way?
Normally, the officer would be pointing, wouldn't
He's
they?
pointing the wrong way, and they're all looking a
Yeah,
different way. But
you
the
know.
guy at the back's just sort of confused.
yeah, I think with that new film out 1917, I think there's going to be a resurgence in World War One. The interest
Well,
in it.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
one of those. I thought, well, the film's out. I'm now sounding like I really give this a lot of thought, aren't I? But yeah, I thought that would tie in with the film's release. Cheers, Ted, for that.
Yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, that's the 135th scale British infantry, and they are £7 and 99p.
yeah. As Vincent said, they can be good. Sometimes they can be bad, but at that price, yeah, it's worth it.
Exactly, at that price, you can't really argue with it. So I'll just
Exactly.
do
You can't go wrong, can you?
a
It's a
quick
sort of
little recap for
yeah.
them.
it's the sort of thing that if you're ordering something from eModels, if you're ordering a First World War tank, why not just bump these on top of it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, because at the end of the day, if you're doing, I mean, when I did my trench diorama, you know, you're going to need German, British infantry and tank support. And so, yeah. So I'll just do a quick little recap. First one up was the 1/35 scale 6-pound gun. The picture will come eventually, folks. Apologies.
Someone in chat did say you should upgrade to the 56k modem.
Yeah, it's a slow system. I'm sorry. Next up, we've got the Meng models, British infantry tank A2 Matilda, or A12 Matilda even. Then you've got the Revell 144 scale Airbus A321. Then you've got a Tamiya 1/35 scale a British anti-tank gun, the Archer. You've then got the Mirror Models 1/35 scale a British Morris C8 Quad number 5. And then you got the ICM 1/35 scale World War One infantry.
Eric Graham says that infantry set looks like Chris, Colin, Ted, and Foxx.
Exactly.
We won't ask which one's which.
And Foxx is the one at the back going, oh,
yeah, looking in the wrong direction.
The Jar Jar Binks fan club.
Ted's obviously the officer.
So I'm going to stop sharing.
I haven't a clue. Yeah.
And hopefully, if you've all refreshed and dragged, that is what's in store this week. Go.
Waiting for the answers to pop through.
Carl from Maker Models just joined us, so good evening, Carl.
Evening,
Good
Carl.
evening, just in time.
We've got a winner straight away. Gaz Vickers with a British/Britain.
Oh, was it?
Yay!
It's something as simple as that. I was overthinking.
This is one of my what's in stores, Ted. I don't do anything. I'm not Chris. I don't do anything but other than the most obvious,
not deep and meaningful,
and simplest. And if people really feel they need to see it, British.
Sprugle Addict says it's Harry and Meghan leaving the Queen to live happily ever after in Disney World.
The red herring was the Airbus, and then you had British anti-tank gun, British Morris, and British World War One infantry. Yeah.
So that was Gaz, wasn't it? Gaz Vickers won that.
Gaz Vickers.
So send us an eModels. Send us an eModels. Send us an email to ted@emodels.co.uk.
Yeah. That's it up there.
Up there. That's it. About there. Yep, just there.
So you can look forward to my ones because they are really that easy.
Yeah, I'd looked at it when you sent them through for us to look at, and I was overthinking it. Yeah.
I was like, no one's coming back. They think this is one of Chris's, and they're all overthinking it. And it's like,
so we'll let Foxx know that it's his next week.
Yes, you can hear him now running down the road, going, "I need a sick note for an extra week."
Yeah, I said, can you sign me off for another week? It's my what's in store.
It's the stress. They keep putting me up and tagging me in these Jar Jar photos. And I don't cheat, honest.
Right. Right, we're quickly running out of time this evening, and we've got a giveaway, haven't we?
We have a giveaway, indeed.
You've got last week's giveaway to do, Ted.
Yeah, so remember, you've still got time, because it's going to take me an age to find out what I'm doing, to go across to last week's video and comment on it with a fair chance that you could win. Hang on, I'll get a picture of it, what you can win. Right, you can lock it on me now, and
I've locked it on you, Ted. Ted, you're locked in. Locked in, Ted. Ted is locked in.
Hang on. That's me there.
Is it too soon? Did we peak too early?
Yeah, that's it. Right, share screen. Share. This is the bit I got to last week. Everything went wrong.
Oh yeah, this is the bit. So if Ted doesn't share the screen, if he disappears, then he'll be back in a minute.
If something's disappeared, I'll be back. Right, there we are. There we are. That's what you can win this week. M3 Grant CDL, whatever CDL means, but it's got a big torch on the front.
It's something Something light.
Something light. Yeah. Colourful display light.
Clear, dastardly light.
Yeah. Clear dark light. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. CDL. Canal defence light.
Oh right, okay.
I never got that.
So it is like a lighthouse for canals.
M3 Grant CDL British medium tank canal defence light armoured searchlight.
I prefer Dave Cardboard's version. It says chuffing dangerous lorry.
Couldn't they have just got a big torch?
Yeah.
Oh, is he still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I just have to. Yeah, I just wondered why you'd have to hammer and put tracks on a searchlight, but never mind. No, never mind. Anyway, 43 quid's worth of kit to give away. Now then, I think I could go over here, and there's last week's video, and it's almost time now. As everybody...
Oh, Ted, you haven't done it right. You have to have a humorous picture of Foxx as you pause screen.
Yeah, I could run it on a little bit and see what we can get. No.
Well, normally when Foxx has the buttons, I pop up at the beginning, don't I, in the most inopportune moment.
Yeah, show starts in 13 minutes 52 seconds. And then, hey ho, never mind. Right, let's find the random comment picking selecting thing for picking things with. So if you haven't commented by now, I'm going to click that and copy it. It's too late because I'm going to put it in the comment picker. I think this is how it works. I've not done this before.
Oh, is this your first time doing the random comment picker?
Oh. It could all go really wrong. Load comments, right? Yeah, load comments, loading, right.
That's it. You can't pick it. Can't put comment anymore.
Too late now. We've had 43 unique users found, and we're going to 42 comments and 1 reply. Yeah. All right. So randomly pick winner. I don't think there's I think you just click selects it.
Yeah, the random winner. That's what you need to click.
Right, here we go. And the winner is Making Models.
C starts with T.
T starts with T. Making Models.
He only just turned up, Carl did, and now he's won.
Yeah.
That's not on.
Habit of doing that.
Carl.
Yeah, remember when we used to be doing the giveaways and the stickers and things like that? Carl used to just turn up.
Yeah. I think somebody lets him know.
Well done.
Congratulations, Carl. Send us an email again to ted@emodels.co.uk. And yeah.
He's saying he only just posted that comment as well, so it goes to prove, folks, when we say there's still time to post the comment, you could
That's what the random bit means.
Yeah, that's it. You never know. It can never be too late.
Never be too late.
Right. It's got to 10:30 again. And it's we've done another week, and we've managed it without Foxx.
I know.
It's been fun though, hasn't it?
And we've done plenty of talky time as well, haven't we?
I think that's what's making my throat feel a little bit dry because we've done far too much talking. We've done twice as much talking as we normally get through.
Yeah, it definitely more. I have noticed that I haven't had to refresh the buttons either, so it's all been working.
Yeah, I think it's just, he wants to upgrade. Yeah, that's it. I think when he's on his return to work interview next week, I shall behave or you're out. Yeah.
Is that a meeting without coffee? Is it, Ted?
Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah. Fetch your homework book with you as well, Foxx.
Anders says, actually, not seen Colin in chat at all. So he's obviously been working tonight.
I've been really good. Believe you me, though, it's been difficult because people are asking questions for. I'm like, yeah.
I think we should actually sneak up on him. I think we should finish this early. Then everybody go out and we'll search the internet for online video gaming, and we'll find him on one of them.
Oh yeah, he's lurking somewhere.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, unless he signed in under a pseudonym. He's got another. Yeah, he's been watching us all along.
Could be.
Anyway, Anyway, we'll leave it for tonight. Thanks everybody for joining in. Hopefully, Fox will be, Mama Fox will be better, and he will be
Yeah.
back next week.
Get well soon, Mum.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're probably both downstairs watching Heartbeat together.
Yeah. Or Murder, She Wrote. Yeah.
To show, yeah, be feeding the biscuit and coffee.
Perhaps he's trying to teach his mum how to play Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, it could be where he is. He might not be online. He might be just sort of peer-to-peer playing. Yeah, that could be where he's at. Yeah. Right, we'll leave it for this week. But thanks everybody for joining in. We'll have a full complement of the team next week, and we'll see you then when there might be more giveaways and other stuff happening and things like that. Keep an eye out on the eModels Facebook page and their web page as well, emodels.co.uk, and we'll leave it and say goodbye. Right, so you've got the buttons, haven't you, Chris?
I have. I've got a button to press.
You've got the buttons to press. Press that button and say goodnight. Bye.
Good night. Good night, everybody. Bye.